knowing that persuading others should be something that's useful for you, or else, I mean, how else would you be here, right? Okay, but yet if I were to give my own take on it, right, personally, I would say, I guess it's my own bias, but yet I find that when it comes to persuading and influencing others, right, not only do you have to, but you must, all right? You need to. Yep. And why do I say so? Now, actually, it's because of the fact that I've actually observed around, and in fact, you can do your own observation as well. You find that you realize why is something that's compulsory and you need to is because you find that when people are not able to persuade others, and you look around, look at people who are like that, people who are not able to persuade others, you realize that such people, they tend to actually, well, they don't do as well in life, right? Or they tend to lag behind, right? Again, I think people who don't persuade other people well, right? They tend to actually, for instance, they lag behind, they don't do as well as in life as compared to others, or because, they're always hearing no from other people. They're not able to actually get what they want, okay? On the other hand, when it comes to people who can persuade, people who can influence others, right? They get more yeses, isn't it? They get more yes, right? So the things that they propose, okay, they get yes. Or they request for help, they get yes. Or it could be like, for instance, they actually have an idea, okay, talk to others, and it gets accepted. People, yes, I'll accept this, right? Okay, or they ask for favors, people will accept. Okay, well, and people will say yes to that. So you see, having said that, I'm actually pretty much convinced, if I think just to broaden this up, right? In the workplace and in life, okay, whether one will successfully progress over the years, okay, or whether one will move very slowly or they get stuck in the same spot, is basically proportional to this one thing, which is the amount of yes that one can get from others, right? Isn't it? If you think about it, okay, that, a lot of things that, you got in life or the things that you want to get in life, isn't it actually based on like persuading a yes of somebody at some point? Isn't that the case, right? Like, for instance, let's talk about a job. Like maybe actually talking about getting a job, going for the job interview, getting a job, right? Isn't actually getting a job about getting yes from the interviewer or hirer, or yes, I'll hire you. Yes, you are the person for the job. Yeah. Or how about this in other areas of life? Like, say, for instance, talking about, okay, a romantic partner, say, for instance, right? Okay, you have a romantic interest in someone, okay, and you want to ask the person out for the date and so on. So isn't it true that actually, it's actually the success is based on the fact that the person say, yes, I'll go out with you, isn't it? Or think about, like, for instance, the marriage or the family you want. Isn't it about getting the other person to say yes when you actually pop the question, will you marry me? Yep. So it's about persuading the other person in this context as well. Or going back to the professional workplace itself, like, for instance, the raise that you want, the promotion that you want. Yeah. So all these things, I know, okay, the raise and the promotion isn't about actually persuading your boss to say yes to you. Yes, I'll give you the raise. Yes, you deserve the promotion, right? Okay. Or I could go on and on, but like, for instance, a proposal, you propose something, an idea of yours to people. So isn't it about actually, for instance, getting people to say yes? Yes. Okay, your idea is approved. Yep. So you could say that when it comes to this thing about actually hearing yeses from others, the ability to get yes from others, right? It tends to determine whether or not the person will successfully progress over the years, or they'll get stuck in the same spot, right? Okay. In fact, I could actually just put it down, okay, in blatant terms, like, basically a person amount of success, right, is in a way trackable to the amount of yes they hear over the years. Okay. So of course it's about getting more yes in life, right? So plus, also another thing to add on to that is that, when it comes to actually this thing about persuasion, well, it's all around us. We're living in a world of persuasion. It's all around us. Yep. So rather than being actually, the people who are actually passively getting persuasion used on us, right? I think it's time to actually learn certain things about persuasion, to actually, in a way, wield persuasion like a tool, like a weapon like that, okay? To actually put the power back to the hands, to understand how persuasion works. I put here, like, for instance, people, including you yourself, you're always being subjected to persuasion. And I put this particular photo here. You see, it features a particular scene from a supermarket, right? A supermarket. Now, what has supermarket got to do with anything? Now, let me just actually share with you that years ago, right, they actually did this particular experiment. Consider this as a little bit of a field experiment, right? And the shoppers who are inside this particular supermarket, right, they are just actually inside, minding their own business, okay, doing their own things. They don't know what's going on, just doing their own things. But the experimenters, what they did is this. What they did is like they actually play low tempo music in the background, right? Low tempo music in the background, and they observe what happened from there, right? And what happened is this: when they realize that when they play low tempo music in the background, right? Okay, the shoppers inside the supermarket, they tend to linger around the supermarket about, on average, 18% longer. 18% longer, right? Okay, and serendipitously, sales for that day went up 17%, right? Interesting, yeah. Okay, because I mean, if you think about it, if let's say it was you, right? If you linger around in the supermarket like 18% longer, isn't it true that chances are good you're going to pick up one extra loaf of bread? Chances are good you're going to pick up one extra carton of eggs, things like that. Yeah. Okay, so that's what happens. So serendipitously, they found, hey, sales went up for that day. But what this particular slide here is showing is that there are what is called invisible influences, okay, around us, all around us. Okay, many of us, okay, are being persuaded without even knowing that certain things like you hear low tempo music, you actually in a way neuro-persuade you, to actually in a way linger around in a place longer and things like that. There are invisible influences around us, and many a times it's non-conscious. By the same token, when it comes to this thing about neuro-persuading others, right, to say yes to you, there are different things you can do, like different things that you can say or do, right, to actually in a way invisibly, so-called like cause, like, their neural systems are to actually act in the behavior that you want. In other words, the things that you say or you do, right, it's going to travel into their, for instance, their sensors and enter their brain, their neural, and cause behavioral changes towards the direction that you want, to change from no to yes, things like that, all right? Okay, so yes, many a times actually this thing of persuasion is often non-conscious, right? In fact, believe it or not, you can even non-consciously persuade yourself, right? You can even do that. You can cause behavioral changes in yourself also, right? Okay, case in point is this, and this is relevant for the workplace. There was this particular experiment that they did, okay? It's actually done in Toronto. It's in a sales center, it's like a call center, right? They split their salespeople, the phone team, into two groups, right? Group A, Group B. Now, this phone team, what they do is, of course, I know they were given a sales script and they will actually call up customers to try to sell them, right? Okay, yeah. So as it turned out, what happened is that, the first group, they were given this sales script, right? It's a standard sales script here, like you can see on screen, right? Don't worry about the words, okay? So, I mean, it's not important, okay? But just that the sales script, Group A was just given the words to actually just, recite and then try to actually, in a way, talk to the customers about it, right? Now, Group B, they were given the same sales script, but with a little bit of difference. Now, my friends, you all see on screen, you all can tell what the difference is. If you have to play spot the difference, you all can see that, like for this particular sales script, right, even though the words are the same, but in the background, what happens is that they superimpose it with a translucent image of a winner, like somebody actually victory, a winner winning a race and so on, right? Okay, so they give to actually, the sales team B, right? Same thing, they actually read through the script again and then call customers up, try to actually sell them and so on, right? At the end of the day, when they tally, right, okay, what happened is this, okay, the sales team B actually achieved 60% more results. 60% more results. Yep. Okay. And this comes down to a particular psychological premise. It's called priming. I mean, think about it. This sales script is something that they're looking at the entire day, right? Where they're actually reciting to customers. So you see, even images like that can, in a way, neuro-persuade. Okay, they've been primed with this image, all day long. Okay, so the image of a winner itself, okay, even neuro-persuade you are to be more motivated to actually make more sales as a result, right? Okay, so that's what I'm talking about here. You can even neuro-persuade yourself. Okay, so we are, again, in a world where it's actually, we're in a world of persuasion. It's all happening around us. It's just a matter of, are we going to actually learn it deliberately and use it to actually your own advantage, right? Okay, so that's that. So for today, actually, I know we're talking about how you're going to neuro-persuade others. So today's menu looks like this, right? Okay, so in the next actually an hour or so, okay, you're going to actually move from one thing to the other. First, we're going to talk about foundational brain influencing hacks. Yep. And then next, we're going to talk about words and phrases that convince, certain things that you can say. Okay, the exact words you're going to see later. They can say that convince other people better. And third, we're going to actually finish up the session with this thing, persuasion triggers, get more agreement out of people. All right? Okay, so fast and furious to the first one. Okay, so I'll do this rapid fire style, one idea after another. So the first foundational mind influencing hacks, okay, is this thing, what called powder rewards. Okay, powder rewards. Powder rewards is a little strategy you can use to actually, in a way, get people to agree to you much better. Okay, get people to agree to you much better. Like whether you're proposing an idea to a person, right? It's actually a way of representing things. Now think about it. Okay, when it comes to actually you are trying to represent something to people, right? The way you're actually trying to propose or influence other people, the way you represent it, right? Okay, can make a difference whether the person saying no or the person saying yes. Right? So powder rewards actually, again, is a way of representing things. Okay? Present things the wrong way, they will say no. Present it, in a way that's actually strategic and right, they will say yes. But in order to understand this particular idea here, this powder rewards thing, right? It's important to actually realize that when it comes to actually the brain, right? There's a particular formula for getting persuaded. Like each time, whether is it you or anyone else, they got persuaded, go from no to yes, it doesn't happen from nothing. Right? It doesn't happen from nothing. There's always a brain process that goes on. And this particular brain process, if let's say you want to actually distill down to a very simple one-liner, it's very simple. It basically just looks like this. Reward minus pain equals persuaded or not persuaded. Ta-da, that's it. Okay? You have to reduce this down to a very simple one-liner. That's it. Okay, but in order to explain this, right, I need to actually maybe refer, you to science, okay? In the science, again, I'm a man of science, so they have actually very interesting factoids and interesting, fascinating experiments that they did now to actually talk about this point here, right? Okay, like for instance, what happened is this, you all know what this thing is, by the way, right? If you do, go ahead and put it down in the chat box, yeah, feel free to put down, what do you think this thing is? This thing here, this, I know, huge machine here, yeah? Okay, so let's see now. All right. Okay, MRI, correct. Yes. Bingo. Yes, yes. Okay, MRI machine. Yes, this MRI machine, right? Okay, so what happens is that they put, like, for instance, the human head, okay, like, person, the test subject, into this MRI machine. And then what happens is that, they were actually able to scan in real time, get the person's brain, what's happening in the person's brain itself. Right? Experimenters and the doctors behind the scenes, the researchers, are able to see in real time what's going on in your brain. Like, for instance, you're feeling a certain emotion. Yeah, let's say you're feeling happy. Guess what? Certain parts of your brain will light up that indicate you're feeling happy. These are like the happy regions and so on. Or if you're feeling a different emotion, let's just say you're feeling jealous. Okay, guess what? Another part of your brain will light up. Yeah. So it's actually happening in real time. They're able to see what's going on, okay, in the test subject. So there was this particular experiment where they actually get test subjects to come into the lab itself, right? And then they actually put them into this MRI machine and they decided to see what happened, okay, in their brains. First of all, the test subjects inside, they were given while they're inside the MRI machine, they were being flashed a picture that looks like this, right? An item or an object, like in this case, it's a box of chocolate, right? That's usually associated with a lot of reward, right? Like for instance, you see, oh, chocolate, I like it, nice, all right? So you feel a certain sense of reward. And guess what? Behind the scenes, while the experimenters or the researchers are actually scanning their brain and looking at what's happening, right? They find that those people actually looking at the box of chocolates, right? There's a certain part of their brain that light up. Okay, these are the reward regions in the brain itself. They light up. Yeah, and in case you want the scientific geeky term for it, it's actually the orbitofrontal cortex plus some other parts. When these regions light up, that means you feel a certain sense of reward, like I like this. Yeah, okay. However, the experiment is not done yet. The next picture that they show looks like this. Check it out, right? Dang, like that, right? Oh, a price tag. Okay, so in this case, a price tag is involved here, right? So in there, there's a price to it and so on, yeah? So you know what? Actually, those people in the MRI machine, suddenly they go like, oh, what? I still got to pay for it, yikes, okay? Then guess what? They feel a different sensation towards this, right? The experimenters and the researchers behind the scenes, they were looking at the brain, they realized that another part of their brain light up. And this part is usually associated with pain, okay? In case, again, you want a scientific geeky term, is the insula, right? They feel a sense of pain, okay? And surprisingly, this part insula inside you, right? Sometimes when you go to a party, right? When you actually talk to someone and the person don't want to talk to you, you feel a bit socially rejected, right? When you feel socially rejected, guess what? This part also light up. You feel a sense of pain, right? Okay, like, a bit of, emotional pain. Yeah. So in any case, this thing here is actually associated with pain. But yet, at this point, mind you, my friends, it doesn't mean the person is not persuaded. It doesn't mean the person won't buy. It just comes down to how much of each they are feeling, that's all. How much reward they're feeling and how much pain they're feeling. Like for instance, going back to the formula, right? Reward minus pain equals either they're persuaded or not persuaded, right? What happened is this, right? If let's say they feel a big amount of reward associated with that particular product, like when they feel a big sense of reward, right? Okay. And versus the amount of pain, the pain they feel is very small. That means reward minus pain, right? Still got a lot of excess reward left. That means it goes above the threshold. That means the person will be persuaded. The person will buy. Yeah. Okay. But on the other hand, if let's say the amount of reward that they feel is very small, okay, very small associated with it, right? But the amount of pain that they feel is huge, right? So reward cannot even minus pain, That means, you know what? Okay, it falls below the threshold. The person won't be persuaded. The person won't buy, right? So this experiment actually shows that how our brain, okay, many times when we're persuaded, whether it's no or yes, it comes down to how much reward we're feeling with it and how much pain we're feeling. So you see, for us, as people who are going to be master persuaders, right, is what? Okay, since the brain formula for getting persuaded, since it's reward minus pain, either they're persuaded or not persuaded, guess what? For your job as a master persuader, it's about, okay, increasing the reward, okay, and decreasing the pain for the target. Yep. Okay, so it's about whatever the idea it is you're proposing, okay, trying to get into your direction and so on, right? It's about increasing the reward, okay, in the person's brain and decreasing the pain. Yep, okay, but of course the question is how, right? There are different strategies, but again, today we'll share one, right? Okay, so remember just now we talked about power the rewards. Power the rewards, okay, so let's talk about this. Power the rewards is actually one of such strategies where you can actually increase the amount of actually reward the people will feel, towards the particular thing you're proposing, okay? And to make sense of this, I need to refer you to another world, okay? It is the world of knives, okay? My friends, you all can see this, right? This is actually a knife here, a knife, but can you see what brand it is? I'm going to actually use examples and concepts from different worlds to explain this to you, right? But this case here is actually, for instance, in the world of knives. This knife here, right? If you want to tilt your head and look at it, all right? This knife, the brand is called Ginzu knife, right? Maybe in this part of the world, maybe in Singapore, maybe in Southeast Asia, right? It is basically a particular brand that may not be that well known. But what if I tell you across other parts of the planet, right? This actually is one of the best-selling knives on earth, right? And let's not even talk about persuasion. We're talking about mass persuasion right now. Mass persuasion. They managed to successfully mass persuade millions and millions of housewives to get this knife, right? Okay, it's one of the best-selling knives on earth. But how are they so successful? How are they able to persuade so many people to buy it? Right? Okay, so first of all, what they do is this, okay? They, of course, when they promote their knives, they use this particular medium called infomercial. I mean, by the way, if you heard of infomercial, feel free to put yes in the chat box. Infomercial, sometimes they give it a different name. They call it, like, for instance, Television or Home Shopping Network. Sometimes you go to some Starhub channel, you flip, you can even see it. Like, you see, like, compared to a normal commercial is like 30 seconds long, right? But an infomercial, on the other hand, sometimes can go to like 30 to 45 minutes long. They make it like a variety program, all in the effort to try to sell one product. So they have used infomercial to sell, like, for instance, exercise equipment, even household products like this one. Okay? So anyway, a typical Ginzu knife infomercial will be like this. First of all, a host will come into the picture, right? Address the viewers at home and so on, yeah? Okay, after that, what happened is that actually, I know they try to sell the product and all, they'll actually demonstrate the product. At various points of time, they'll flash a phone number on screen where you can actually order that particular product, right? And it'll be sent to your house. That's how it works. So again, the infomercial, the Ginzu knife infomercial, the host will actually, start to actually demonstrate the knife, try to actually show how sharp it is, right? And so on. And, at various points of time, right, when they flash the number on screen, the host will typically say something like this. He'll say, call the number on screen now and order your Ginzu knife. And when you order in the next 10 minutes, what we're going to do is we're going to throw in a second Ginzu knife for you for free, right? But wait, there's more. Okay, the host will say that, wait, there's more, right? Okay, when you call the number on screen now and order a Ginzu knife, other than getting a second Ginzu knife for free, what happens is we're going to throw in a set of 7 culinary knives. Then to show this, like, for instance, a set of 7 culinary knives, then for you to cut smaller fruits and vegetables, right? Okay, but wait, there's more. They'll do that. Wait, there's more. When you call in the next 10 minutes and order a Ginzu knife, what we're going to do is that, okay, other than getting everything we've talked about so far, you also be getting this plastic potato peeler, yeah, for you to peel potatoes. But wait, there's more, right? Okay, the host will keep doing this. Wait, there's more. Wait, there's more, right? Okay, he will stack the particular reward up. Now, here's the thing. What does this do to the viewer's brain psychologically? You feel like this, all right? You feel reward, 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 okay? You make the person feel they got multiple layers of reward. You make the person feel that they're not just getting one thing, they're getting multiple things. They're getting multiple good things. So you see, my friends, that's what I mean by actually piling the rewards. When you represent things, right? Okay, next time around, you got a proposal, for instance, instead of trying to, like, for instance, in a way, try to persuade the person now with like the one bulk information inside, right? Okay, like what the bulky benefit, one bulky benefit about it, right? You may want to do your own version of wait, there's more, right? Okay. So of course, you don't have to say wait, there's more. It sounds very cheesy, right? You can use other terms, but later I'll give you some examples. But yet the premise is the same. You need to actually, layer things out to actually make the person feel that I'm not just getting one good thing, I'm getting multiple good things like that, right? Okay, so like for instance, it could be used in different ways. You're proposing an idea to your boss itself, right? But before that, you do a bit of groundwork. You talk to some of your trusted colleagues at the workplace itself. Yeah. So you could, like, for instance, go to your boss and say, okay, boss, here's the thing. This is my particular proposal, and I stand behind it. And guess what? Before this itself, I actually talked to Leon from the logistics department, and he says that he likes the idea a lot. But not only that, you do your own version where they're smaller. Okay, but not only that, I also talked to Susanna from the HR department. Okay, what happened for her is that she says she liked this idea a lot, that once this is being approved, she's willing to actually spend extra 20 minutes a day to be on board this particular project. And not only that, I also talked to Fred. Okay, Fred also says that he enjoyed this idea a lot. Okay, and also I also talked to, and so on, you know what I mean? You stack the whole thing, you pile the whole thing up. So in other words, you're actually causing the other person's brain now to feel like this: reward, reward, reward. Okay, so like I mentioned, you got to do your own version of wait, there's more. But again, you don't have to say wait, there's more, right? If you feel that it's too cheesy. Some suggestions of word like this, like for instance, other than wait, there's more, hey, another good thing is, right? Oh, there's something else you will like, yeah? Okay, or how about this? If you think that's great, wait till I share with you this next thing. Okay, different ways of phrasing it. But you know what? Again, as far as psychology goes, right, the same premise must still be applied. okay, to let the people feel that, hey, it's not just one thing, it's multiple things like that, right? So it's a way of representing things. So now you know why is it that, you know, it could be the same piece of information, the same piece of proposal, right? Why is it the way of representing it that will make it either actually more persuasive as opposed to actually certain things that's actually a little bit more bland, right? So this is one example of such, all right? Okay, so there it is. Okay, and okay, fast and furious to the next one. The next point, okay, certain fundamentals when it comes to actually brain influencing others. I call this persuade before the persuasion, right? Persuade before the persuasion. Now, what is this about, persuade before the persuasion? Now, simply put, right, persuade before the persuasion is this, believe it or not, before you try to convince someone, before you try to actually persuade someone, influence someone, right? Before that, in the initial first few minutes, there are certain things you can do, certain groundwork you can do, right, to angle the persuasion correctly. Because at the beginning, if you angle the thing wrongly, right, then the persuasion from there will be an uphill battle. But for people who know what they're doing, right, what they do is that they actually angle the persuasion correctly. Then the rest of the thing from there on is going to be easy peasy, right? Okay. So case in point is this, okay. There are certain words that you can actually, say before you try to convince, to angle the persuasion in the right direction first, so that things will be more breezy for you from then on. Okay, so again, actually, I like to use as example from different worlds to actually exemplify this to you. Okay, so like, okay, I call it persuasion angling phrases before you propose anything, before you try to convince the person, right? And this example is taken from the world of interview. You know, interview, let's face it, you go interview for a job and so on, right? Okay, different candidates come, okay, sit down during the interview, trying to convince, okay, the interviewer that you're the right person for the job, right? And you know, there's actually different studies that's being done. They find that eventually when people got hired for the job, is it because of that their academic results are good, or is it because, like, for instance, there's an experience? Sure, all these things count. But one very important thing that's not being addressed is the fact that some of those successful interviewees who eventually got the job, what happened is that they are very good in actually applying psychology, right? Like, for instance, you know, when you go for an interview, usually the interviewer, the first thing we sit down, right? The interviewer will ask you some questions, right? Hey, so tell me about your strengths or your talents, right? And normally, a regular candidate will start to actually say about their strengths and so on, right? Their experience and so on. However, some of those savvy ones who know how to use a little bit of psychology, right, will at the very beginning do this, a little something like this one, what you can see on the screen here, right? They sit down, okay, interviewer asks, oh, so tell us about your strengths and so on. Then they will say, okay, you know, first of all, I'm very glad to be here. I hope to be able to answer all the questions you have for me. But before you do that, would it be okay? I wonder if you can actually answer a question for me. Like, actually, I was wondering, what was it about my resume that actually led you to want to bring me in, right? Okay, brilliant. Yeah, when actually they do that, what happened psychologically? You see, what happens is this, when you do that, right, okay, you're actually getting the interviewer to say good things about you, isn't it? You are not tooting your own horn, you're getting the interviewer to toot your horn for you, right? Like, for instance, like the interviewer will say, oh, first of all, actually, I find that, you got relevant experience in this, okay, in our industry. And also, I'm quite impressed with your academic results. So for the rest of that particular interview session, it's just about drilling deeper into that particular few things that they're already telling you that they're impressed about already, isn't it? Right? So what actually, some of these, successful interviewers did is actually pretty brilliant. They know how to angle the thing correctly from the start. So for you, actually, by the way, this is actually a little bit more versatile. You can use this for other situations as well. So, like, for instance, when propose something, actually the person will agree to meet up with you for you to talk about the proposal. Before you actually start convincing the person further, right? Maybe at the beginning you can just ask, like, this general template line is this. Say, hi, I'd like to actually answer all your questions. But first of all, I was wondering what aspect of this proposal got your interest to want to have this particular meeting or this discussion. All right. So that's what I mean by this. Actually, this is the persuasion before the actual persuasion itself. Okay, make sure that you actually angle the thing correctly first. Right. Okay, so now the next segment, right? This thing, words and phrases that convince. Okay, yes, the things that you say are able to actually help to actually convince other people better, right? Certain things that you say, sometimes it's actually an addition of one word, sometimes it's the omission of one word, sometimes actually you switch the word, switch to another one, okay, and so on, right? They're able to actually turn the person from no to yes, okay? It does cause like certain changes in the brain actually when the words are being used correctly, okay? Right, so, but we're gonna have some fun right now, okay? Like, first of all, I think let's actually play some guessing games here. I actually taken the liberty of using real world examples. Okay, real world examples where actually they tested to see how people are being persuaded, right? And then actually you can guess which one is more persuasive. Like, for instance, the first one here. This is taken from a website. Okay, see the words there, right? They actually decided to actually test this. Actually, it's the same web page, but with just a little difference. Okay, everything's the same except the headline. As you can see, the first particular web page is this natural joint relief, right? Okay, the second one, you see the difference? They put there a natural joint relief supplement. Okay, so they tested this thing. They do a split test and try to see, like, for instance, which one is more convincing? Which one get people to really click there and order it? Yeah. So how about this? Let's have some fun. Okay, you can go ahead and put in the chat box, right? If the top one and the bottom one, the top one natural joint relief is number 1, and the bottom one natural joint relief supplement is number 2, right? Which one do you think actually get more people to comply? Which one do you think actually convinces more people, right? Let's see now. Okay, look at the chat box here, right? So some ones. Okay, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. All right. Okay. Yes. 2. Okay. Right. Okay. So 1. Wow. Well, I wish that this Zoom actually will have an auto tally function, but no, I got to count like that. 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay, so I guess it's pretty evenly divided, right? Okay, so if you say 1, so if you say 2. All right, okay, so don't worry. I'm not going to tease you any longer. I'm going to actually show you the real results, okay? In the real world, when they test, okay, like I'm sure that each of you, if you actually think that number 1 will do better or number 2, right? I'm sure you have your own rationale. But here's what science has to say, what real world testing has to say, all right? Now, this one, the second one, natural joint relief supplement, right? Compliance increased by 89%. Right? Interesting, isn't it? Now, okay, here's the thing. I know that if I initially, actually, when I came across this particular example, right, I would have chosen like natural joint relief, the first one. Because, I came from a background last time where, I've been taught in school that, we should be very concise with our words and all those things like that. But in the real world, something else different happens, right? In the real world itself, right, we cannot be concise for concise sake, right? Sometimes in this case, you're going to be specific. In this case, in other words, the person you try to influence, right? Okay, do not, like, in a way, overestimate their intelligence. Sometimes you're going to tell them like exactly what it is. Like in this case, everybody knows it's supplement, right? But you're still going to tell them. Okay, specificity helps to actually make things a little bit more persuasive, right? So that's what we're talking about here. All right. So how about the next one? Just want to take a 1 sentence increase compliance from people. This is actually an example taken from a real world situation whereby, like I think on the streets, when they're actually doing survey, they're trying to stop people, right? They're trying to stop people. Usually, actually, they'll ask certain things like for instance, like, hi sir or hi ma'am, can I have a minute of your time, right? So I'm sure it happens to you also, isn't it? Like on the street, one day you're walking along Orchard Road, okay, or you're walking along some shopping mall, somebody stop you, like, excuse me, sir, or excuse me, ma'am, can I have a minute of your time? What do you usually say to that? No, right, isn't it? Yeah. But for this itself, at best, what they got is this. They got 29% success rate. At best, they got 29% success rate. Okay. So, of course, having said that, words are important, right? Okay. They retested, they find other sentences to say. What can we possibly say, okay, to the person on the street to actually have a higher rate of actually success, to cause them to actually want to stop? So they tested different sentences and eventually found one actually that has a 77% success rate, right? So for this itself, okay, maybe you're wondering what sentence did they use? They actually get people to actually stop. Okay, they actually have, like, for instance, as opposed to 29% success rate, they got 77%, right? What is that particular phrase? Yeah, okay. Again, not going to tease you anymore. Here goes. Basically, they tested this thing. They tested different, and this is the one that came out tops, right? Okay, right? So, like, would you consider yourself a helpful person? Yeah. In other words, okay, casually it's like that. Hi, sir, or hi, ma'am. Okay, first, I'm kind of curious. Would you consider yourself a helpful person, right? Okay, and here's the thing. Psychologically, how does this work? Why does it cause people to want to actually, for instance, stop and do the survey, right? Now, put it this way, okay? This is actually a particular, psychological concept called labeling, right? So, in this case, you label the person as a helpful person, and most people is like that. Now, most people would like to think that they're helpful, right? Most people would like to think. So if you ask them, would you consider yourself a helpful person? Yeah. So even if in normal time, even if the person is not a helpful person, even if in normal time the person is a grumpy person, but we would like to think that we are helpful, right? So chances are good they're going to say, yes, right? So of course, from that, when they say yes already, they're already in this particular groove of saying that they're willing to help you already, isn't it? So that's why actually they're more willing to do the survey. Okay, so that's why you see in this case itself, okay, again, this concept called labeling itself, right, tend to actually, in a way, so-called like, cause people to actually behave in a particular label that you slap onto them. Okay, right. So that's what we're talking about here. So how about one more? Okay. So when an infomercial, remember infomercial? When an infomercial advertisement on television, they ask people to call their center and order a product. They tested two phrases. Yep. Now, the first phrase itself is this, okay, they put the number on screen, they say, call this number now and order this product. Operators are standing by, please call now, right? That's the first phrase. The second phrase is this, okay, if operators are busy, please call again. Yep. Okay, one of these two sentences, right, actually smash a previously held 20-year call receive record, right? Which one do you think it is? Again, guessing game here, right? Okay, top one is number 1, bottom one is number 2. Which one do you think she did better? All right, okay, let me see the chat. Okay, the chat box here. Okay, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, right? 2, okay. So let's see. Okay, so 1, 1, 2, right. Okay, again, right, I guess I know split of opinion, right? Okay, so now If let's say, again, you choose either one, operators are standing by, please call now, or if operators are busy, please call again. I'm sure you have your own rationale as well, isn't it? Right? Like for instance, most people would think that the first one sounds a little bit more polite, right? Operators standing by, please call now. Not so abrasive, very courteous to you, right? Second one is actually a little bit more abrasive, isn't it? Yep. Now, but here's the thing, again, let me tell you actually, based on real life testing, what works, right? In the particular phrase that smash a previously held 20-year call receive record, right, is actually number 2. Right? If operators are busy, please call again. Right? How come? Now, put it this way, words are, for better or for worse, it can actually create images in people's minds, right? So if you actually put this, that operators are standing by, the first one, if operators are standing by, please call now. Actually, if it's worded like that, what is the type of image that people will conjure in their mind? If operators are standing by, okay, operators are standing by, please call now. Kind of like, all right, okay, people would think that, okay, like operators are just standing by, they're waiting by the phone, filing their nails, right? Okay, like swatting flies, nobody's calling, right? But the second one, if operators are busy, please call again. For this itself, what's the type of image that you conjure in your mind, right? You conjure, like, for instance, like, wait a second, a lot of people are calling. This must be a hot item, right? Okay, a lot of people are getting it. Okay, I got to have it as well, right? So it's like, actually, in a way, it showcases that, hey, this thing is in demand. So it creates, like, for instance, certain effect in the people's brains as well, all right? Okay, so you see, words have a certain power to actually create images in people's mind for them to think in a certain direction. Yep, that's what we're talking about here. Okay, so now, but actually, I want to finish off this particular segment here with some simple words and phrases that can psychologically influence other people. And you know what? Don't worry. Some people are thinking that, hey, you know what? Certain words like that to influence other people are like very bombastic, complex words. Now, I'm going to tell you the good news is that it's not. It's very simple words. Okay, very simple words that you can use on an everyday basis to convince other people better. Like, for instance, the first one is so simple that it's just one word, the word yes. The word yes, that's it. Okay, so, but hear me out first. Let me tell you what happened. Again, being a man of science, I need to refer to you actually scientific studies, researchers, and so on. There's this particular research that they did, okay? And, it's what happened is that, again, I call it angle the dialogue towards agreement. They split, like, for instance, in this case, salespeople into 2 groups, salespeople, okay? Group A, Group B. The first group, they were told to sit down with their client and just actually talk about random stuff, And towards the end, right, okay, try to actually close the deal. And for this itself, when you just talk about random stuff, okay, like from the left-hand side, there's no initial atmosphere of yes. So the convincing rate is actually just 18%. Not a lot, right? But the second group of salespeople were told to do this. They were told to create an initial atmosphere of yes. In other words, when they sit down with the client, right, they don't just talk about random stuff, but they ask like certain things. They will actually get the customer to say yes. Okay, or if not, they actually embed certain yes into their conversation itself. You know what I mean? So they found that when they actually sprinkle a few yeses throughout the conversation, right, eventually when they try to close the deal, the convincing rate shoot up to 33%, right? 33%. What's happening is that when you actually sprinkle yes throughout the conversation, right, it's actually now creating in their target, the other person's mind, this internal atmosphere of higher agreeability. They'll tend to be more agreeable, right? Granted, it's not going to last forever, but that temporary window, when they're more agreeable, it's actually advantageous for you to actually propose certain things that cause them to have higher likelihood of them saying yes to you, you see, right? For them to agree with you. Okay, right. And this actually works again on this particular idea called priming. Okay, just now I talk about priming a little bit, but now I explain a little bit further. Okay, priming and what I can do. Priming, or the longer term for it is what we call psychological priming. Psychological priming, right? By definition, priming is actually the first thing that influences the rest of the behavior that follow, right? The first thing that influences the rest of the behavior that follow. Right? Okay. Like for instance, just now the word yes. Yes itself can actually prime the person to be more agreeable. Okay. Now there's a particular experiment that they did. Very interesting. This one. Okay. They get people to come into a room. And in the room itself, right, is actually a long table. Imagine a long table. On the long table, they put in different products. It's the same product, but it's actually of different color, right? Like for instance, there's a red color product. Then there's the orange color product, there's a purple color product, there's a green color product, the black color product, blue color product, different colors of the same product, right? And then what happens is that they invite people to come into the room to look at all these different all these different products of different colors, right? Ultimately, in the end, they were given a pen and a paper to just write down which is the particular product you like best, right? Yeah. So you know what? What happened is this. Okay, they found out that when they actually let these participants, right? Okay, like when they give a green color pen to the participants, after the participants or all those people who have looked through that table of products, right? When they're given a green color pen, what happens is that they will actually write. Majority of them will write they like the green color product best, right? So experimenters are thinking it might be a fluke. They might succeed by chance. So the next group of people they come in, tell them to look at the products, yeah, And this next group of people, they were given an orange color pen this time around, orange color pen. They were told to write down on the paper which is the particular product they like best. And guess what? This time around, majority of those people actually wrote that they like the orange color product like best, right? So you see, that's priming. Priming is actually, again, the first thing that influences the rest of the behavior that follow from there. Okay, so you see, priming can cause people to be more agreeable as well. So that's what we're seeing. Okay, now that's actually the first word, yes. And the next word, okay, another power phrase, simple words you can use to actually influence other people better is the word because. Because, right? Some people say, Tyler, I use this word all the time, right? But okay, don't worry. Okay, I'll explain to you again. Again, going back to some experiments, all right? Okay, there's an experiment they did it at the photocopy machine, right? Because you see, people are queuing up at the photocopy machine, right? Trying to waiting for their turn to photocopy stuff. Yep. So the experiments were thinking, okay, they're trying to send the person to the front of the queue. And they're thinking, what can we possibly say to the person in front of the queue, right? To actually allow the person, to persuade the person to let us to cut queue, right? So they tested different sentences. But this one, for instance, came out tops. They asked the person in the front, excuse me, I have 5 pages, may I use the photocopy machine? Now for this itself, the compliance rate is actually 60%. Right? 60% of the folks, they say, hey, sure, no problem, please cut in, right? 40% of the people are jerks. They say, no, get to the back, right? Yeah, so that's what we're talking about, yeah? So for this itself, 60% compliance rate, by right, the experimenter should be very happy already, right? By right, 60% is pretty good, yep. But yet there's want to be a little bit more ambitious. They were saying that, okay, what else can we possibly say, okay, to actually, I know, for instance, psycho people to actually let us cut queue. So actually what happened is try this sentence, okay? The one that came out best is this. They asked the people in the front, they say, excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the photocopy machine because I'm in a rush, right? Because I'm in a rush. Because then it's usually followed by a valid reason, right? For this itself, the compliance rate shoot up to 94%. 94%, right? Pretty good, right? Okay, but the experimenters are not that happy yet. By right, 94% should be very happy already, right? But they're still actually thinking, they say, well, wait a second. We're saying that, okay, we use the word because, and because it's usually followed by a valid reason. Because I'm in a rush, it's a valid reason, right? So most people, they found that, hey, when you use the word because, people are more likely to be convinced. Okay, you give them a reason. Again, people are more persuaded when you give them a reason. But in this case, it's a valid reason. So the experimenters are thinking, what if we use a reason that's neither here nor there, right? Okay, in other words, like they try this, they say like, excuse me, I have 5 pages. May I use the photocopy machine because I have to make some copies? I mean, duh, right? Photocopy machine, of course, make copies or else make what? Make spaghetti? No, right? Okay, but yet, now my friends, hear me out. Compliance rate for this actually, it's 93%. Yep. So the thing is this, when you actually say because, right? Of course, followed by a valid reason. Of course, it'll be powerful, right? People usually just want to hear a reason. They'll be more convinced, okay? But yet, does that reason have to be 100% totally sound, 100% totally logical? Not really, okay? Okay, reasonably possible is okay, but it doesn't have to be 100% totally sound, 100% logical, right? Okay, just like for instance, you propose something to your boss, you're trying to pursue your boss, you say, boss, here's the thing, but for this particular proposal here, I stand behind it, okay? If I were you, I approve it because I know it'll do a company a lot of good, right? Okay, even something rhetorical, like because I know that you'll do a company a lot of good, right? Even things like that will actually increase the likelihood, okay, of them actually being more agreeable to you, okay? Right, and of course, finally, right, power words and phrase, this next one, okay, what I'll do is this, does that sound good? Okay, this is the phrase itself. What I'll do is this, okay, finish off with sound good. Now, based on this particular this phrase here, right, when you use it correctly, okay, based on the phraseology of this, right, you will come across as more tactful and more sincere, okay, and people are more likely to comply. I mean, to make sense of this, we can look at some examples, right? Okay, like for instance, maybe you got a visitor, a VIP to your company. Okay, say, hey, Mr. Tan, whatever. Okay, what I'll do is this: I'll take you on a tour around our premises and show you the facilities. Sound good, right? Okay, or maybe in a different context. And what I'll do is this: I'll study your requirements and I'll match you with the best plan and come with a solution for you. Sound good, right? Okay. Or you want a templated line for this is this. What I'll do is this: what is the suggested beneficial activity for the target? Then you finish off with a very sincere. Sound good? Yep. Because you see, like I said, when you use this correctly, right, first of all, you come across as more tactful and more sincere. But secondly, and probably more importantly, is that, when you actually phrase it based on the phraseology of this, right, the person is more likely to comply. They'll be less likely to be a jerk to you, okay? They'll be less likely to actually, in a way, be difficult with you. I mean, after all, put it this way, when you actually, in a way, talk to people like that, they say, hey, what I'll do is this: I'll take you on a tour around our premises and show you around the facilities. Sound good? What's the person going to say? No, doesn't sound good. No, right? Okay. It's basically what you're doing is that you corner them to a particular arena, right? Where basically the only feasible thing for them to reply is say, yeah, sound good, right? Okay. So use this how you will. Yeah, use this how you will, okay, for you to actually, in a way, so-called, put the person into a particular corner where, compliance is probably the only feasible answer out of it, right? Okay, right. So anyway, we're going to move to actually the last segment for today. Okay, so on the menu itself, we thought the key, the thing, right, is this, right? We talk about like persuasion triggers, okay, get more agreement out of people. There are different persuasion triggers, that's for sure, okay? So then this can trigger people to be more agreeable with you. But here we're going to explore one particular trigger, okay, triggering trust. Trust, yep, getting the other person to trust you much better and so on, yep. But yet before that, I mean, maybe you can think about this, right? How long does it usually take for trust to be formed between, let's say, two people? Yep. Maybe you can think back like between you and another person. Like today you have mutual trust, but how long did it take for that to happen? Now, over the years, I've asked people this question and find that the usual answer is like, for instance, they will usually take days, weeks, or sometimes months for mutual trust to be formed. Yeah, mutual trust. But what if I tell you, like, what if suppose like you only have minutes? Okay, minutes to trigger trust, to cause the person to trust you a little bit better. Is minutes possible, right? For me, I come from a world whereby, you know what, okay, not only is this possible, right? Okay, it's been documented. Yeah. So like I put here, like, believe it or not, trust can be established in other people's minds during the initial 10 minutes. Okay. Yes, again, conventionally, most people would think that it would take days, weeks, or months before we establish trust with the other person, right? But what if I tell you it can be established within the first 10 minutes, right? And by the way, actually, I know, like I said, like this has been taken for a real life example. I take my reference from a real life case involving this particular picture here. You can see what this thing is, right? Okay, this picture here, okay, is a fire alarm system. Now, what does a fire alarm system got to do with anything, right? It's because you see, I take my reference from the fire alarm sales industry. Right? Okay, in the fire alarm sales industry, right, like you see this particular gadget here, right, you can actually fix this in like different places like your office or your home, right? This device here is, I know, if let's say there's a fire, you set off like, for instance, alarms or sprinklers, right? Okay, so in the fire alarm sales industry, right, they got people who are the sales professional who are selling devices like this. And in the fire alarm sales industry, for many years in a row, they got this legendary guy. Like this legendary guy, right? It's actually a legend in the industry because he has the most amount of sales, he make the most number of sales for many years in a row, and for many years in a row. And not only that, okay, for him, right, he actually has the highest trust rating based on the feedback from customers. Customers are feedbacking and saying, hey, I trust this person here and so on, right? And he did that not just for 1-2 years. He did that for many years in a row. If it's many years in a row, obviously it's something, right? There's a secret to that. So the parent company decided to investigate. They decided to actually send a marketing team to follow him around to his sales appointment to see what is he doing that's getting people to actually trust him and is he able to garner so much results. Okay, they decided to investigate, right? So, but anyway, before that, I need to actually, in a way, to make sense of this, I need to actually run through with you how a typical fire alarm sales professional will make sales, how a typical one will make sales. Now, a typical fire alarm sales professional will usually do this. They will either go door to door, not on people's door, they go to a neighborhood, not on people's door, or if not, they'll actually set an appointment in advance with a homeowner, and then they'll actually enter the house with the homeowner. They'll first of all let the homeowner and their family members do a fire safety survey, right? Do a fire safety survey. After that, after the homeowner is done, the sales professional will actually pull out some flyers, some brochures from his bag and try to upsell, okay, try to upsell the homeowner, right, with actually the company's fire alarm systems, right, the devices and so on. Yep. So that's how a typical fire alarm sales professional will try to make sales. So let's go back to the legendary guy, right? So again, the marketing team follow him around to try to observe what is he doing, what is his secret sauce, what is he doing that's so different, okay, from other sales professionals that allows him to get so much results, okay? They follow him around. Okay, after a few rounds of investigating and so on, right, the marketing came back and they have nothing to report, nothing, right? They found nothing. Because they found that everything that this legendary guy did is the same as what every other sales professionals are doing. The same thing. He go through the same process. Like for instance, he also knock on people's houses. He also like make an appointment with homeowners. He also go inside the home, the home itself, let the homeowners do a fire safety survey. Right after that, he'll try to upsell the homeowner, and most of the time he's successful. So, like, in this case, the process is the same. So they're scratching their head. They say that it's the same. Like, how come he's actually getting better results than other people, right? So the parent company decided to actually one day, right, send a social behavioral researcher along with this legendary guy to see what's he doing that's so different. Okay, so when they actually they try to see what subtle things that he did, okay, right? So this social behavioral expert. So after a few rounds of investigating, they found what is the secret sauce? They found out, yeah, what the secret sauce is, right? Here's what happened, right? Okay, you see, for this legendary guy, okay, when he sit down with the homeowner, letting them do the fire safety survey, right? Usually halfway through, he'll do this. Halfway through, right, he'll excuse himself, right? He'll excuse himself and say, right, okay, excuse me, actually, I left something in my car, right? I need to go and get it. But I don't want to disrupt you while you're doing your fire safety survey. So would it be okay if I let myself out of the house? After I get my stuff, I just come back in again, right? Now, because it's such a small thing, the homeowners will usually say, hey, sure, no problem, go for it, right? And sure enough, this legendary guy will actually exit the house, go and grab his stuff. After that, he'll come back into the house again and sit down, and the rest of the process continue, right? Okay, he'll try to, and the rest of the process continue. He'll upsell the particular customer, and most of the time it's successful, right? So there it is. Now, my friends, I don't know whether you have caught where the secret sauce is, but the very fact that this legendary guy let himself in and out of the house just like that, right? That is the secret sauce. That's the secret sauce. I mean, how come? I mean, if you think about it now, my friends, if I were to ask you, let's say you're a homeowner. Now, who are the type of people that you will let in and out of your house just like that? Who are the type of people? People you trust, isn't it? People you trust, right? Okay. So what this legendary guy did was brilliant. What he did was actually, instead of requiring to take days, weeks, or months to establish trust with the homeowner to reach a point where he can go in and out of the house just like that, right? He moved that particular trust instilling act, okay, the activity ahead of time into the first 10 minutes, right? Like instead of actually requiring to take days, weeks, or months, right, he take the particular trust instilling activity into the first 10 minutes. Within the first 10 minutes, right, he actually asked to actually go in and out of the house just like that. So it creates a perception in the particular customer's minds that, you know what, I must have trusted this person. That's why I let the person in and out of the house just like that, right? Okay, so it's about perception. Our brain, as amazing as it is a very perceptual organ, which is that when you present certain perceptions to it, right, you just take it as it is. You know what I mean? Right? Okay. So which is why actually I know in this case, the whole idea is this, you got to think when two people trust each other, what are the type of activities that they'll do eventually? What are the type of activities they'll do? And these activities, what you do is that you shift it to the first 10 minutes of the interaction itself to create a perception there's trust here, right? Okay, so there's actually, I know we can go deeper in this, but I guess, today in the interest of time, right? Okay, I guess, this is actually, in broad strokes, the idea. I mean, our brain itself, actually, you want to actually persuade someone, right? Sometimes you can use words to create perception. Sometimes actually, certain things, certain acts itself, certain things that you do, right? Okay, and so with that, today's actually session itself, right? Okay, given the time that we have, we actually touch these few points here: foundational, actually brain influencing, hacks. And we also talk about words and phrases that convince. And also towards the end, we talk about these persuasion triggers, how to get agreement out of people, right? So I guess it's a shame, it's a pity that today we only got this short time, this 1 hour plus, right? And of course, I was actually thinking that what we got so far in this one hour plus is actually what I can do is that the best ideas I can put in this particular time frame. But at the same time, right, we're just scratching the surface. So I guess the question to you is this. Okay, the question is actually, would you like to go full out and maximize your own abilities to get more yes from people, right? Because again, today what we're doing is just scratching the surface. In this universe, in this entire war chest of persuasion strategies and techniques, there's a lot more, right? And what I want to do is this: if let's say you want to go full out and maximize your ability to get more yeses from people, right? We have actually planned something for actually, that's not so far away. Okay, I'm going to actually take a few, it's actually on the 12th of June. Actually, we planned actually a full course for this, right? A full course itself. And so what happened is actually, this is the big one, okay, keys to persuasive communications. Let me just take some time to actually run through with you, okay, like this particular, full day course, okay? And it's going to be happening on this day, on Friday, 12th of June, okay? And then so what happened is actually the time is actually 9 to 5, whole day, right? Okay, it's going to be conducted over Zoom because apparently, okay, circuit breaker is not over yet, isn't it? Okay, but let's talk about this, okay? Or I should say, actually, we're in phase 1 of circuit breaker, right? But we're still going to be at home. So, okay, conveniently, we're going to do it over Zoom. And so, as it turned out, what you'll be learning is this, okay? These are actually the few key things that you'll be learning, right? Okay, like for instance, you'll be learning actually during the course itself, right? Okay, a segment will be actually devoted to psychological convincing strategies to get actually people to comply to your requests. Okay, so convincing strategies for you to do that. Okay, we're gonna go like today. Actually, what we got is actually just like, for instance, okay, just scratching the surface. But on that day itself, we're gonna go wide and deep. Okay, and also, the next thing here, we're going to actually learn more power words and phrases, exactly what to say to get more yes from others. In other words, you'll be exposed to the exact templated lines, exact words and phrases, okay? So in other words, you don't have to think so much. The words have been found out for you already. Just a matter of actually using that as a templated lines for you to use in situations where you need to persuade other people better, okay? And also, we need to address one thing, which is the number one mistake when people try to actually get others in your direction, when you try to get others to go in your direction. And this is a mistake that actually end up getting people to be not persuaded. And you're going to learn what to do instead, right? In fact, if you were to actually take the mother of all mistakes, this is it. Okay, the reason why some people actually try to persuade others they get a no instead of a yes. This is the number one mistake. Okay, you're going to learn what to do instead. And also, we're going to talk about more tactical ways to corner people into actually, for instance, the people's brains to seeing your ideas and suggestions. Okay, your idea, your proposal, okay, whatever the type of request, right? Okay, it's actually, and they see it as the only feasible choice that they have to agree with. Yep. Okay. So more psychological stuff and so on. Okay. And that this is going to be filled with more fun factoids, more experiments and so on that's been tested to prove that certain sort of like concept like this has worked. Okay, to give you the higher likelihood of persuading other people better. And okay, as extra bonus, this is something I'm going to do especially for this Zoom session on the 12th itself, right? Okay, this is a bonus segment because there are some people who actually think, like in this case, they're thinking that okay, I'm just not persuasive. I'm just somebody who's not convincing. Okay, I'm just not a persuasive person. For that, I got news for you, right? There are certain so-called brain hacks, okay, that's actually allow you to actually neuro-persuade yourself to unlock your most confident, convincing personality. Right? Okay, this is a special segment, right? In other words, okay, we're going to take a bit of a break and then from then on, we're going to we'll put this segment in. I can talk about for instance, okay, instead of neuro-persuading others, right? How you neuro-persuade yourself to become your most confident and convincing self, right? So this is a bonus segment. It's not taught anywhere else, but especially for this particular 12th session, all right, on the 12th of June. Okay, and also we're going to talk about how to persuasively change people's minds. Okay, in other words, if let's say in their frame of mind, right, they're really thinking of saying no to you already, how are you going to actually convert, using a mind shift technique to convert their reasons to say no to you into yes? All right, okay, so this actually entire day itself, the entire day, okay, we're going to go wide and deep into all these things to make you into your most persuasive self. And so when you actually register, okay, what are you going to get when you register today? Okay, so I'm going to actually run through with you what you're going to get. Of course, the entire course itself from 9 to 5, entire Persuasion Secrets Pack, 1-day workshop, okay, that they're going to have a lot of fun, okay, a lot of fun factoids and all, right? And also different case studies, okay, different real examples where you can emulate templated lines and actually I know certain things, what exact to-dos and what exact things to say. And also the course materials is going to be sent to you, okay, in PDF itself, right? So, and also a bonus segment I mentioned earlier on, how you're going to especially for this Zoom session, right? Okay, the particular segment about, okay, secrets to neuro-persuade yourself to unlock your most confident, convincing personality, right? So what we got so far, we got the entire Persuasion Secrets pack, 1-day workshop. We got the course material, we got the bonus segment, and of course, not forgetting, right? Okay, Aventis is actually very nice to actually put in 20% promo code for you. Okay, this discount, this concession for you. Okay, so in a while, actually, I'm going to go to the next page and you can see where to register and with the pricing and so on. Okay, but you know what? With this particular discount itself, is to actually encourage more people to come, because if let's say you're on the fence, right? Okay, definitely they give you the promo code now for you to actually, for instance, go on. Learn this particular skill for actually at a better price. Okay, but of course, personally, my take for this is that when you come for this particular course, right? Please don't come just because it's actually not discounted, but come for this course because specifically it's actually going to be helpful, going to be beneficial and valuable to you. Okay, that's my take on that. Right? So what we got so far, we got actually, okay, when you actually sign up today, you're going to get an entire Persuasion Secrets pack. Course, okay, then 1-day workshop. You're going to get the course materials, okay, this for you to actually, is for you for life, right? The bonus segment, okay, especially for this Zoom session. And also you're going to get a special, 20% on the promo code. And finally, of course, you get the e-certificate, right? Okay. The e-certificate for you, as I consider this Aventis actually prepare for you, okay, this particular certificate of completion, right? Okay, and so the thing is that, okay, when it comes to actually registering for this, in case you want to actually know how you can register, okay, is everything is flashed on this page here. Okay, go ahead, you can go ahead, take out your phone, and scan the QR code in, or if not, you can just key in your web address, okay, aventislearning.com/course/keys-persuasive communication. All right, okay, or if not, the person in charge is Miss Rina. Okay, please feel free to give her a call, or if not, actually you can just WhatsApp the number here, right? Okay, you want to book a place, maybe actually for you after today itself, you find that this is something that's for you, feel free to actually use this chance to actually go ahead, book yourself a place first, or maybe you want to get a friend actually to come along, okay, a colleague and so on, okay, or your department, feel free to do so. Okay, just go ahead and contact Miss Rina for that. Okay, so maybe at this point of time, okay, I guess before we end the session, right, if let's say you have any questions itself, feel free to actually ask. Okay, bring actually to Miss Rina. Okay, and so, but yet actually, I know over the years itself, I've been asked certain questions about this course as well. Like for instance, one of those I know frequently asked questions is who does this? Will this work for me? Okay, who is this for, and so on, right? for this course itself, right? Actually, it's been run for 6 years already. Over the course in different contexts, actually run for 6 years. So we have a broad array of people who have attended this. Like for instance, we have people from every sector, every industry, from every single ministry have actually came for this course itself, right? Whether is it people who are civil servants or people who are MNCs or even SMEs, people who are actually in private or public sectors, they have actually attended this. So I could say that it will be useful for you. If you think whether or not this is going to be useful for you, will this help you, right? If you are interacting with people, this will help you. Because you see, you are interacting with people, you're going to persuade them, right? So obviously, as long as you want to multiply your persuasive powers and you want to hear more yeses, this will be something you want to actually register for, Or if not, there'll be cases in the past, some people actually use this as a backup skill. They learn these keys to persuasive communications as a backup skill. Because think about it, sooner or later, right, in the future, you will definitely need to persuade someone. Think about it. You will definitely need to persuade someone. You definitely need to come across situations where you need to get people to say yes to you. So wouldn't it make sense to actually get this as a backup skill rather than actually, to then actually you're trying to wonder, okay, what can I do to convince this person? Where ahead of time when you learn this, right, you already equip yourself with the ready skills to actually conquer that situation already to get people to say yes to you, right? So another question could be this, people will be asking will the contents in this course itself be something that's difficult to learn? Is it in other words, is persuasion skill something that's hard to learn? Well, for this itself, I'm glad to tell you that I actually I feel that I'm duty bound as a trainer and speaker, right, to actually break down complex type of concepts into very simple parts, right? And actually, that's actually a bit of my own signature. I like to actually make things into actually very simple, easy to understand parts and concepts, right? And into templates, into easy, for instance, do this exactly step by step, kind of for instance, blueprint for people. You use examples as well to give a very easy, to make it actually easy to learn. So which is why when it comes to this thing about persuasion, right? Yes, for me, I would find that it's a particular skill that is not difficult to learn, right? In fact, actually, if compared to other type of life skills in life, right, persuasion is particular skill. It's actually one of the most fun things to learn. Plus, let's not forget, it's also helpful for you for your life itself. All right. So for this itself, I would guess these are some of the questions. But again, if you have more questions, feel free to actually email Miss Rina. She'll forward to me. I could go anything about the course itself. I'll be more than happy to actually help you out with that. Or any queries that you have. All right. And so I shall leave this screen here for a while. Feel free to actually go ahead, use the QR code, or if not, register using the link there. Yeah. And so for that, I got some news for you. That is basically the curriculum, the session for today. Right. So I'd like to thank you for giving me your undivided, kind attention for the past 1 hour plus. All right. And so with that, I just want to actually wish everybody here to actually have great success in your own professional and personal life. I hope our paths will meet each other again. I hope our paths will meet each other, not just necessarily on the 12th of June itself, but maybe in future. All right. And so with that, given this time frame, we're in this particular COVID-19 situation, right? I just want to actually share with everybody that please actually use this time. Please continue staying healthy. Please continue staying safe. All right. Please continue being well. Right. And so with that, once again, thank you very much. My name is Tyler Slim, and I'll see you.